How he is. So this is my ritual for heading to the match. I like a couple of pints. Like one before, like one at the start of the match, you know, for the first half. And then I like getting one at half time to get me through to the end. So I walk. Not that I walk to the match. I head to the metro and I get the train to 7th Street, switch over to the, oh my god, is it, I don't know which one, is it the red line, the E line, one of them. Anyway, that heads out to Santa Monica and then I get off at USC. Fascinating, isn't it? Colorado Rapids, we are playing. We're coming off the back of a absolute hammering at the hands of San Jose Earthquakes. The type of name for a team that back in my footballing or my football snob days I would think is a fucking abomination of a name. And to be honest, I still do, you know. But yeah, they came and they put 4 past us. So I don't know what Mark Dos Santos is going to do tonight. Is he going to rotate? We've got Minnesota away on Saturday, and then of course the big match against Toluca next Tuesday. So my feeling is he'll put out as close to a first team as possible tonight. Estacio is back. Aaron Long is back. And then on Saturday, I think we're going to see some rotation. And then next Tuesday, well, semi-finals of the Champions League. I cannot wait for that. One of the things I'm trying to get used to is actually talking to this camera, like while out in public. Doesn't go naturally for me. You know, I'm a 47-year-old man. I shouldn't be vlogging. We made it. And when you're Irish, you jaywalk, which I think only became not illegal in LA pretty recently. I got done for it in 2008 actually, but I was on vacation, so the police let me away with it. This magnificent tree is a great place when you're leaving the stadium and you've forgotten to go for a piss. That's the place to do it. Don't tell anyone. Here's the thing about going to watch football in Los Angeles. The weather, lads. It is just, this time of year, it's absolutely perfect. And on Sunday, it was a 4 p.m. kickoff. And the stadium is kind of configured in a way where the east stand where I sit, the sun is just beating down on you. But it was grand. It was like, you know, in the early to mid 70s, so it was actually fine. It's always funny talking to my brothers. We're all Bohemians fans, and my brothers go with their kids to watch Bows play, you know, every other Friday, and they are freezing their bollocks off. I got Gary to send me a picture of himself and one of his boys, and they're all wrapped up in their coats, and I sent a corresponding picture of me on Sunday in glorious sunshine, mind you, with San Jose giving us an absolute beating. But you know, at least it was sunny. Imagine that San Jose game and you're also freezing your balls off. Not for me, Clive. Not for me. Now, one of the things about a midweek game for LAFC is that people don't generally turn up, which blows my mind a bit, you know? I'm like, you're either a fan or you're not. Maybe I'll ask some people as to why that is, that, you know, fans don't turn up on a Wednesday. But I remember the opening match was in the Coliseum, which is right there. If you can kind of see it in the distance, right? There's BMO up ahead. So our opening match against Miami was incredible. There was like over 75,500 people there, the majority of whom were LAFC fans, which wasn't entirely expected because a lot of people thought there'd be a lot of pink jerseys in the crowd for Messi and Argentina jerseys, and there were, but nowhere near as many as what people thought there would be. My point being is 75,500 people turned up to that match. And then we played a midweek game straight after it on a Wednesday. And lads, BMO was a disgrace. Like, it only holds 22,000, and 22,000 is perfect for BMO, for this fan base. But yeah, I mean, was it even half full? So midweek games for LAFC fans, they just don't do it. I love it. Love a midweek game. Gives you a bit of a boost on hump day. Unless we fucking lose, of course. We're about 2 hours before kickoff. Here's all the knockoff merch. It's really good, actually. Look at this. Look at that. Not bad at all.
SLS Sporting Goods. We carry a bunch of jerseys, retros, LAFC kits, World Cup kits, Real Madrid, Barca. We have a lot.
Manchester United?
Yes, of course. Look, I got.
You got United down there?
Right there.
What about Bohemians?
Oh man.
League of Ireland.
No.
Should look into that. They've actually got some really cool jerseys, you know. They've got an Oasis one that was very popular.
I think I know what you're.
Yeah, and they've a kneecap one out now. Oh Jesus, look at this. Look at, oh my God, like it's embroidered and everything. Jesus. What a match that was. We fucking, one of the greatest penalty misses of all time. John Terry could not have happened to a nicer fella when he slipped. What a scumbag he was. Great defender though.
Your camera came in, yeah?
Huh?
Your camera came in.
It did!
I was telling you about the knee pads, man. Sorry.
Oh my God, no, you're good, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Oh, Inception.
What's going on here?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I got the cheap version of what you got.
Nah, look, it ain't mine, but look, we own this. Live and direct.
What are you, what are you doing it for?
A
You?
little YouTube, yeah. A little vlog. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm doing an LAFC vlog.
Okay.
Called,
So am I.
So
the
vlog-
LAFC Way.
vlogcation.
My
Yeah.
first LAFC game.
Yes, sir.
LAFC game?
Yeah, that's my first. So, here we are.
Amazing. Look at this.
Yep.
I literally, this camera arrived for me yesterday.
Yeah. Where you from?
Still, I'm Irish.
Irish. Okay.
Huh?
Recording
Wait,
Inception. Recording.
You want to see something? Let's see if
I
this
do.
works.
Yeah.
All right.
I use a wide camera. Let's see
Oh,
if it works on yours.
yeah. It does.
Ooh, it does.
Oh, look at that.
What's your channel?
The LAFC Way.
Okay, cool.
It's
cool. I'll
yeah,
look it up.
yeah. So, do you want to have a chat?
A what?
Do you want to have a chat? A little chat?
Yeah, let's
A
do
little
it.
talk about LAFC. What's your name?
Mondo.
Mondo. My name's Karl.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, I'm an Irishman. I've just recently started supporting LAFC.
Okay, me too.
Before I came to LAFC, I thought MLS was shit.
I agree.
So why did you think it was shit?
Okay, so I thought it was. I'm not a big soccer fan, so I can't even sit here and lie to you and act like I know soccer. But from what I remember growing up, MLS got all the washed up players when they got older.
Yeah.
So pretty much what I thought of MLS is, it's kind of like, all right, the European League, they're not doing too good at there anymore. They can't pick up a contract, so now they're going to come to USA, to the States, to get what they can to still continue to play and pay their bills.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was like a washed up league.
So what changed your mind?
What changed my mind? So my buddy, this is kind of it's actually a pretty funny story. So I'm a big Dodger fan. I'm a huge Dodger fan.
Okay.
And the Dodgers made it to the World Series, and I called my buddy, that's him right there.
Okay.
And I said, yo, that's Bradley. I told Bradley, I said, hey man, I just called him because my parents gifted me a ticket to the World Series.
Oh my God.
So me and my dad went. My dad and I are super close. We went to the game. It was really fun. He called me. We've been to the World Series before because this is the second time the Dodgers have been in, but he called me, tells me, hey, they just surprised me, we got a ticket, and I was excited. I call him, and I'm like, yo, my parents just surprised me with the ticket. As I'm telling him on the phone, he buys a World Series ticket. And he ends up coming with us, but he tells me, yo, I came to this, but you have to promise me that you'll follow LAFC.
That is a good exchange. Where do you live?
I'm in the IE, so I'm out towards like Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh shit! Oh my God, yeah. I've met so many people from the Inland Empire. Like
that's the place to live. If you live here, you're freaking parking. You got to worry about your parking spot. I enjoy the game. I think the atmosphere is fun.
And what's your name, Bradley? So Bradley, you so how long have you been an LAFC fan?
Honestly, since I started,
Oh yeah.
I've been here and there. I'm more European soccer.
Who do you follow out there?
Barcelona. I'm a Barcelona fan.
Fair enough. I'm a Manchester United fan.
No, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh Jesus Christ! We just have to go. I have to go.
Yeah, but Liverpool right now is not in their best day, but
No, I'm enjoying what Arne Slot is doing this season. I think he's doing a tremendous job.
Right.
So let's talk about tonight. Do you know anything? Because I don't. Do you know anything about Colorado Rapids?
honestly, I don't. Last time I came, it was against Cruz Azul.
Oh yeah,
Mexican
what a game that was.
I go for the Mexican team.
Jesus Christ, Bradley!
That's my team.
You are breaking my heart here.
That's my team, but I came support. And I mean,
how did you feel during that game? I mean,
it was like mixed emotions.
Where are we sitting?
I was with the supporters in Cruz Azul.
All right, but they were everywhere. Like I was
like,
surrounded by them behind the goal.
Yeah, behind the goal.
All right,
I was there.
So I was up in the up in section 210 in the east stand, and I was surrounded by a lot of blue, right?
Oh, okay.
So this is what happened after you guys were killing us for 20-25 minutes. After 18 minutes, all the Cruz Azul fans, right? It was 0-0 at the time, or as you guys say, 0-0. After 18 minutes, all the fucking Cruz Azul fans started going, ole, ole, when they were passing the ball around. And I was looking around, I was like, you fuckers better shut the fuck up. It's 0-0, you know? So by the time we got to it was 2-0 to LAFC, I was standing up in my seat. I was facing all the Cruz Azul fans and I was going, come on, where's your ole? Good banter. It was all good banter.
Yeah, both teams, good fans, it's a good atmosphere.
Do you feel torn at all in that situation, or?
Honestly, it was kind of like a little win-win. Cruz Azul won, it's fine.
Yeah.
LAFC won, I go for them, so it's fine too.
Yeah. Will you be at the Toluca game?
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
Hopefully they beat them.
How do you think that will go? I mean, again, I'm not hugely familiar. I'm not familiar at all with Liga MX.
Honestly, I think here in the stadium, they'll win. But in Mexico,
different story.
It's a different story. Their stadium is called the Infierno, like hell.
Oh shit!
And the atmosphere over there is pretty crazy.
So I guess potentially what I could compare that to is back in the 90s. I'm a big Manchester United fan. We went to I think it was around 93. We'd just won the league, and we were in the. It was actually the European Cup back then before it changed to the Champions League. And Manchester United went to Turkey to play Galatasaray. And the atmosphere there was probably, not that I was there, but just watching it on TV, it was probably the most intimidating atmosphere I think I'd ever witnessed. It was like that. They literally had banners saying "Welcome to Hell." There was a big fight. The police fought with the United players, with Eric Cantona, after the game. It was insane.
No, the Turkey League is.
But are you saying now Toluca next week could be as intimidating as something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But away, if LAFC can do what they did to Cruz Azul, it should be fine. I mean, they did. You saw what they did to Galaxy.
Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, they slaughtered them both home and away. So But LAFC is different, so I think LAFC is gonna win at home.
Well, let's be honest. Excuse me. Carson ain't up to fucking much this season anyway, so we should be all right. All right, listen, I'll let you go off with your buddies.
Appreciate it.
Nice talking to you, dude.
Nice talking to you, man.
So it's interesting because I haven't gotten to speak to a lot of people this evening, and I was kind of wondering why. Because I'd go up to a group of people and I'd ask, would you like to be interviewed for an LAFC YouTube channel? And a lot of pretty much everybody was like, no, not today, thanks. And I kind of figured out why. Everybody is sober. So usually when you come to this like on a Saturday, and like I arrive, the game let's say is at 7 o'clock, I'll arrive around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and the tailgates have been going since 10 in the morning, so everybody is well oiled and up for kind of chatting. But because it's midweek and everybody's just coming from work, there's a lot more trepidation about chatting to some random Irish guy with a camera. Anyway, those guys were great fun. Right, we are post-match outside BMO after an incredibly disappointing 0-0 with Colorado Rapids. The only thing I can do to kind of brighten up this evening is bring you over here, because there's, I think, a mariachi band playing. I'll tell you what, you don't get this at outside Dalymount Park for Bows matches. There's not many things that would put a smile on my face after a performance like that. But that band, I mean, how random is that? I don't even know what kind of music that was, It wasn't a mariachi band. One of life's big disappointments, of which there are many, is arriving to your metro stop knowing that you've just missed one. What are you gonna do? Vlog about it. That's what you're gonna do. I think the general consensus from that first half was just a lack of intensity from the lads. Colorado were by far the more up for this than we were. We stood off them, they walked through our midfield. Who was their number 7? His name was, I think, Healy. He had Segura's number in that first half. And he gave Eddie a real hard time. And most of their stuff was coming down our left. We were getting bullied off the ball, and we were relying on breakaways, or as modern football calls it, transitions. And a top quality team at home does not rely on transition play, does not rely on the off chance we set someone off like Schaffelberg down the left wing and hope, the likes of Bawanga or Son get up to support him, or our midfield get up to support him, which wasn't happening either. And I don't know what is going on with Denny and Son. There is a real disconnect there. Son is so far off the boil with his first touch. I feel he's trying to force it now. What are we now? Like, we're 15 matches into this season. We're 9 games into MLS. He hasn't scored. I know, I think he's got like 6 assists at this point. But, you know, that's not where he wants to be. And it's getting to the point where I feel that he knows he should be scoring. So when he gets the ball, he's not making the right decision. He's trying to force the play rather than making the right decision. He's losing possession more often than not. Denny, you could say on the other hand, but it's kind of on the same hand. Sunday and tonight, he is just running into walls every time. He is getting the ball and he is trying to force the issue down that left-hand side. And I would love to see the stats of how often he lost the ball tonight and how often he lost the ball on Sunday. And if we go into, we got Minnesota on Saturday, but if we go into Toluca next week, and this is how we're going to play, we are going to get opened up like a can of fucking sardines. And I don't know how the Santos is going to fix that. On the plus side, the second half was better, you know. Tillman came on. Tillman made a huge difference. Chonier hit the bar. I mean, was that our first shot on goal? Because we didn't have one in the first half. We didn't have a shot on goal in the first half. Martinez came on. Abobasi. I just don't get excited when he is brought onto the pitch. He's not somebody that screams, "Oh, we got a chance to score a goal here." There's a lot of questions. The 2 positives out of tonight are Aaron Long coming back. Long is it's a funny one for me because he got injured in the second game I ever watched of LAFC. So he's kind of like that mate everybody talks about when you find a new group of mates. Oh, wait till Aaron comes along. He's so funny. You're going to love him. But then, he's away on a trip for 9 months. And over that 9 months, everybody's referring to Aaron. Oh, do you remember when Aaron did this? And I've no connection there. But I appreciate he's the captain of the club. And he's obviously a very good player, so it was great to see him back. Estacio coming back tonight. He made a sweeping crossfield ball in the second half, and it was great to see because, God, isn't it the issue? Isn't it why everybody loved Andy Moran? When he arrived, he was a midfielder whose instinct was get the ball and look forward. Where can I put it? Estacio is the same. He's got the same fucking vibe about him, the same feel about him. He gets on the ball and he's looking forward. And I love Mark Delgado. He's great in there for what he does, and Chouanier also. But we need that creative force in midfield, and we've missed Estacio. It's great to see him back. It'll be interesting to see what Dos Santos does in the Toluca game. Anyway, here's the... I don't know how long I've been talking to. That's coming up to 10 minutes. All right, here we go. Let's get on this metro. I forgot to mention Hugo Lloris tonight. In that first half, he didn't have a lot to do in the second half, thankfully, but I think he made 3, possibly 4 great saves. Colorado are going to be leaving BMO tonight.
Please be prepared to present your own validated
disappointed
tech card for inspection by security
they
or law
didn't win that
enforcement.
game. But Hugo Lloris stepping up
to the plate once again.
By the way, where the fuck is Nathan Ordaz? I'm on the train on the way home and thought crosses my mind. So I go back over the season. He hasn't played since LAFC Way, when he scored. He came on in the 92nd minute for Son against Cruz Azul at home. We're not counting that. So what has happened to him? The Bobase seems to be the guy Dos Santos is turning to over the last few weeks. And again, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think of it like when you're bringing a substitute on, especially an attacker. Are you getting excited about it? Are the fans excited to see somebody coming on, you know? Back in the day for me, it was Solskjaer for United, it was Sheringham, it was Chicharito. These guys that would be starting on the bench, but you knew at some point if they were coming on, you were like, oh right, yeah, there's a fucking chance here. Martinez is one of those guys, if he doesn't start and he comes on, you're kind of going, yeah, this will give us something. You know, Schaffelberg, maybe. I still, you know, he has a lot to prove. And Ordaz is one of those. He has not featured since Alajuelense away. May 17th, it's over a month ago. I don't understand that. I saw a bit of the press conference from Dos Santos on the train back, and they said it after San Jose when they sent Hollingshead out and they sent Ryan Raposo. Is it Raposo? Am I saying that right? I mean, you lose 4-1 to San Jose and you send Ryan Raposo out in front of the media. You're looking for your leaders to step out in that situation. I thought that was poor form by the club. Hollingshead, you know, he's a bit of a veteran, he can handle it. Anyway, it's besides the point. What was my point? Oh, it's late, lads. It's late. That 22-minute wait for the North Hollywood train absolutely killed me. Anyway, Nathan Ordaz, what has happened to him? I don't know. It's a tough business being a football fan. It's an emotional roller coaster. We started off the season so well, and we are now in a bit of a funk at a really bad time with the semi-final against Toluca coming up. Do you know what I did actually? I looked up, now I ChatGPT'd it, so take this with a grain of salt. But I asked it, how many matches does, in general, a Premier League team play in the first 65 days of a season when they're also taking part in the League Cup, EFL, and the Champions League. And it came back with around 11 as a bit of a guess. 11 matches. We have played 15 in 65 days, which is just over a game every 4 days. It's like 4.3 days. So, oh yeah, that's that's what my point was that since Sunday, I think, and again tonight, Dos Santos is coming out and he's talking about fatigue and all the rest of it. And I don't know, like I did say it, I don't know whether you're not going to go back and listen to it, but I mean, I wouldn't. But I did think our pre-season was light. We didn't play very many games, you know. We had that one weekend out in Coachella where we only played one game, and then there was maybe 3 other matches behind closed doors. And I was like, geez, that's not a great pre-season, is it? And here we are, 15 games into it, and we're looking tired and lethargic, which I could understand if we were coming towards the end of the season. These are professional athletes, lads. I don't really understand it a couple of months in, despite the schedule. Okay, I'm home. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you again. Let's go black and gold.